will be available on demand through our Ansara Cawangan Taiping Facebook page and our Alumni Management Facebook page. Please refer to your slide deck for your reference throughout this presentation. Next, for comment and question, please log into www.slido.com and please vote. I will read the top question because you have a lot of questions. Then we'll be answering at the end of the session, like just now. So without further ado, I would like to please welcome Miss Hidayah. It's yours.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning to all the bright young guys and ladies at MSM Taiping, also the teachers and the committee over there. So I'm sure all of you have been revved up by the passionate presentation on communication by Eza just now. Anwar, thank you for introducing me on my topic today. That is a resume that stands out from the rest. So to reiterate, our purpose for this session is number one, to understand the basic structure of a resume. Number two, to understand the targeted content for your intent of securing your study scholarship. And number three, how to write the resume that will knock the socks off the selection committee. Okay, for the sake of brevity, from here onwards, I will refer to the scholarship selection committee as recruiter. I will now share my presentation slide. All right, let's put yourselves in the shoes of the recruiter. Come scholarship season, imagine walking into your office each morning to hundreds and hundreds of student applications stacked on your desk. The truth is, the recruiter only has time to skim, to breeze through the mountain of resumes, perhaps 6 or 7 seconds each, to search for bling bling, the relevant keywords. So, guys and ladies, as the applicant, it is your job to know what to highlight in your resume. Be organized, be truthful, be relevant, and be accurate. Essentially, your resume is your personal marketing brochure. You might ask yourself, why do I need to sell myself? Because you are attempting to make the recruiter fall in love with you at first sight. Much like a travel brochure. Much like a travel brochure, touting the best features of a tourist. I was in the wrong place. Sorry? Can you hear me?
I can't just proceed.
Okay, much like a travel brochure, touting the best features of a tourist destination, in your resume, ensure the focus is on your key attractions. Before we proceed, I would like to share some facts and figures on the 2019 SPM examinations for context. The total number of actual candidates who sat for the exams was a staggering 389,498. And the number who scored straight A's was 8,876. Okay, I will let that number sink in for a while. 8,876 straight A scorers. So you can imagine the stack of resumes. Next, let's go through briefly on the scholarship selection procedures in year 2020, this year, for that student cohort. Please note, the process would vary from sponsor to sponsor. Some would require all the 4 steps of resume, video resume, essay, and group interview. Whereas others may skip 1 or 2 of those steps. But always, the resume is the first step, the opening doorway to the next stage, and most assuredly, it would be the main reference document during the interview. I repeat, your resume would be the main reference document during the interview. Some sponsors have requested also for video resumes, and additionally, an essay on pre-selected topics. Group interviews done individually for candidates are also popular. Due to the prevailing COVID-19 movement control order, the interviews were held online mainly via platforms such as Zoom, Teams, etc. As a note, some sponsors do have special allocations for the B40 for the needy and rural area students. So flying color results may not be the whole determining factor for the award of scholarship. I would also like to share here to give you an idea of the scholarship and study loans that was offered in 2020. So what I've done here is I've listed all the scholarships under 3 broad groups, namely the government or government-linked companies scholarships, then the corporate or the private sector scholarships, and last but not least, the university or other institutions. So as you can see, these are the most popular ones, but it is not exhaustive. This is to give you an idea that no, it's not just JPA or MARA scholarship that's available out there. You have a choice, but you must choose carefully. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we come here to the gist of our talk today, which is the anatomy of a resume. To make it easy for all of you to recall, just remember the acronym FOSAS, FOSAS. F stands for your format or the template. O stands for objective, your personal or career goals. S stands for studies, your key academic achievements to be listed in the resume. Next is A, your awards, honors received, and also your leadership positions. Lastly is S, or your skills and work experience. Okay, the first element is the format of the resume. There are many free versions of a template available on the internet. Please choose one that projects a professional image, a scholarly image, instead of a gimmicky all colors of the rainbow template. So I've shown here the key outline of your resume. At the top is, of course, your name and personal contact details. Then comes your resume objective, your career goals. You may also include a personal statement. Then is your studies and academic achievements, followed by your awards, honors, sports, or leadership positions. Then is your skills or work, volunteering experience, and last, at the bottom is a list of your referee or referees. So please make sure that what you put in your resume projects substance over form. It must be readable and clear. For your professional photo, please dress professionally. You may refer to webinar number 3 for on stream for team A for that, for reference on that. For the photo, you may pose with a slight tilt instead of a straight ahead look as per your IC. Please make sure the background is a solid color, and please no posing with your cat or deer. For each section, List the items in reverse chronological order, i.e. start with your current or most recent activities. In your resume, use clear, legible fonts. Use sizes between 10 to 12 points. For the section headings, you make it bold and slightly larger than the rest of the text. Be consistent with your format and layout of each section. Once you're finished with your resume, do save it as a PDF document in order to preserve the layout when it is sent out to recruiters. So before you hit the save key, ensure that your resume is readable and clear. Proofread. You can ask your parents, for example, to help go through your resume to make sure there are no spelling mistakes or grammatical mistakes. Okay, we now come to the second section of your resume, which is your objective or goals. This is a very important section. It should be a brief, concise outline of your academic strengths, your future plans and goals. Do highlight your strong academic record, any relevant extracurricular activities, and your sense of purpose for your future academic or professional career. At the same time, research your target sponsor.
Kak, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Boleh akak kuatkan sikit tak suara?
Tekan sikit ya.
Ada orang tak dengar. Sorry Kak, thank you. You may proceed.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay, going back to the topic about objective and goals. Is this better, Anwar?
Yes. All right. You may
Yes.
proceed.
Okay. As I've said, before you write your resume, please research your targeted sponsor. What is the organization's profile? What is their vision and mission? So that when you write your objective of goals, you can accordingly align your personal goals to match the aspirations of the sponsor as closely as possible. Next, describe why you are the candidate, the scholarship candidate that they are looking for. Please be specific, avoid general statements. I give one example. You're a student at MRSM Typing, awarded Dean's List for 2 consecutive semesters, with active leadership positions in the Student Representative Council, 6 scholarship to pursue undergraduate studies in the field of analytical data science at an Ivy League or top global university. So that is one example of a concise, targeted objective or goal. Okay, to help you to come up with your goals, this would require a bit of self introspection. Ask yourself these 4 questions. What are my needs and priorities with regards to faith, family, your health and fitness, your finance, and your friends? What are your standards for each of those needs? What are your boundaries and what are your goals? So this would require some thinking on your side to know yourself. I believe for this year's SPKG, the school has asked each of you to do the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs personality test. So that would also help you in order to arrive at your goals. Next is a section on your studies or your academic achievements. So start off with, of course, the name of your school. Do flaunt your CGPA pointers and share your favorite subjects of study. Here is the bling bling part. List your key achievements, such as your trial results, if you're applying before the SPM results are out, or your actual SPM results, and any dean's list that you have received during your study. Also list your extracurricular activities and achievements. Examples abound, such as editor of school magazine, member of Environment Awareness Club, or member of the Student Disciplinary Council. Next is the award section, the A part. The key thing for this section is context and meaning. Okay, if you only write, say, Best English Debater President's Cup 2020, that may not mean much to the recruiter. Be very specific with the award that you have received. Coming back to the earlier award I've said just now, expand it to say Best English Debater and member of winning team of the President's Cup ASEAN Debate Competition 2020. This would give a better idea to the recruiter reading your resume on how big your achievement is. Some other ideas for your awards and honors could be subject-related awards. For example, you love geography and you've participated in some national level geography quiz or competition. Could be any awards that you've also received at a science fair or innovation fair. If you're the ones who like to write, it could be publication in student journal. And leadership roles is also very, very important. Please make sure, if possible, that you can list at least one leadership role during your academic career. For example, as I said earlier, editor or a club leader or student representative council or student disciplinary council. For the next section on skills and work experience, this is to showcase your organizational communication skills and ability to resolve conflicts, to show that you are persistent a person and productive. This could again come from your extracurricular activities, or perhaps any volunteering jobs that you've done during the holidays. So when you list this, put in the name of the position, the club or the organization, and the location. Add a few bullet points to describe your responsibilities. Use action words such as assisted the team to achieve something, or you develop manuals for the quality team, or you perform additional tasks in order to make sure the team achieve the goals. You may use a technique called the STAR technique. This is an acronym for situation, task, action, results. Okay, so webinar number 7 this afternoon, the speakers would be elaborating in detail on this technique. So please follow carefully. But essentially, what you do is, as I've said, you describe the situation or where you worked at, and then what was the task that was assigned, or the task that you volunteered yourself to do, what were the actions that you took, and of course the results and impact of your action. Why I mention the STAR technique here, because this is the same thing that would be employed during the interview. So as I said earlier at the start, the resume is the main reference document for the recruiter when they are interviewing you. So consistency is key. You would put some examples in your resume, but inshallah, if you're invited to the interview, also have other examples of your skills and achievements in case the interviewer asks for other examples as well. Okay. As for the video resume, as I've said, some recruiters might ask for your video. So again, please make sure it is professional with a good background and lighting. Be very well prepared. Have a ready script, and as much as possible, because it's a video, it's a visual medium. Show your achievements, and instead of just talking, um, keep it short and sweet though. And before you send it off to the recruiter, share and get feedback from your friends and family. The other document that recruiters might ask for are the scholarship, are essays. So what I've shared here are some actual titles that was asked by UEM, Bank Negara, and Hazana accordingly. So it could be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 words. So this would be, I hope that this would be useful if and when you are attempting to go for scholarships from such organizations. So as you can see, some of the questions from the essays are very probing. They ask you a lot about yourself. For example, the first one from UM: describe a time in your life that has shaped who you are as a person. So what I've shown, what I'm showing here is something called Ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese notion on reasons for our being. So it consists of four areas: what you are good at, what earns you money, what you love, and what the world needs. So do ask yourself, what is fundamentally my purpose in life? Because that will then help you to answer, uh, for example, the essays questions that posed here. This needs to come from your heart because you may write one thing. If you ask someone else to write the essay for you, for example, your parents, without your very deep involvement, um, uh, you might not be able to elucidate, to communicate the same sense of purpose during the interview. So that's why I say uh, have a go first at it. You can ask your parents or your friends to go through perhaps the grammar or the spelling, but essentially it must come from yourself. In conclusion, what's important, what the recruiters are looking for is your grit, is your perseverance. What people see is, of course, just your successes, your awards, your triumphs. But there is a lot of things that one has to do, one has to sacrifice in order to achieve those. Your sleepless nights, the tears when you are rejected for one scholarship, for example, the disappointments, but be persistent. Have a growth mindset and make sure that you have your goals right at the back of your mind. In relation to your communication, please make sure that your English is immaculate, both verbal and written. Uh, and as I've said before, be truthful, be authentic, be consistent, and be relevant in your resume. Just sharing here, just as a side, some tips and resources which you can explore on your own, specifically with regards to your SPM examinations. So, of course, the ministry has been asking more and more of the higher order thinking skill questions. So, when you encounter such questions, do not try to think, oh, which topic is this, but uh, be open-minded and in applying uh, the the techniques that you've been taught in order to resolve the conflict, because that is what the real world is all about. You would have to draw on all your knowledge, your experiences, in order to resolve the situation at hand. As I said earlier, secondly is on sharpening your English. I would like to share, for example, that for your reading material, English medium newspapers would be very useful. You read it every day. A step up would be business publications such as The Edge Malaysia. And also, one of my favorite radio channels is the Business FM. So this is also very good because, for example, every day during the workday at 8 a.m., there will be the breakfast grill. So besides listening to the very good English of the invitees, you also get to hear the ideas, the knowledge of industry captains, industry leaders. This is to broaden your horizons. Also, things on the internet such as the TED Talk, Goldcast, and motivational speakers. This is very important for you to expand your knowledge and skills. One of my personal favorites is Simon Sinek. You might have your own. It could be someone that has lived, that has passed away, but was a very that is icons of the past, such as Gandhi or Buya Hamka or Zabba, Pandita Zabba, and others in the English speaking domain. So, just like to ask in your feedback form, I would appreciate if you could share perhaps your personal, your favorite motivational speaker. Okay, to finish off, I'd just like to share a quote from Helen Keller. Um, she was a blind person living at the beginning of the last century, and she said that the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Okay, so that wraps up my sharing for today. Um, Before we go on to the Q&A, I would just like to record my appreciation to some of my batchmates. Some of the information in this webinar was crowdsourced from the same my friends, namely Fariza, Hafira, Hanida, Zaimir, and Zeti. So thank you to all of you for sharing. So remember, make your resume relevant, targeted, concise, and truthful. Okay, I now pass on to you, Anwar. Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks a lot, Kak. So we have a lot of questions.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Can I proceed now?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
So the first question: how can you create a great resume if you do not have achievement?
Okay. Um, I do not believe that you do not have achievements. The fact that you have made it to the PKP program in typing, that already speaks volumes. Uh, when I hear that sort of question, it is basically you are not uh, valuing yourself enough. Do think through. I mean, that's why I said earlier to know yourself. Um, what are your needs, your standards, your boundaries, and your goals, and think through your academic life. There must be something that you have done uh, for others or involve others. Okay, it could be maybe you're saying, oh, it's just the Bahasa Malaysia Club. That's fine. That's fine. But do share what were the things that you helped with your club members, for example, or um, it could be maybe it's not during the school time. It could be that you help out with charities around your residential area. For example, you might have helped out at a local orphanage or old folks home, rumah orang tua. That also is an achievement. So I do not believe that, especially PKP, MRSN typing, that you do not have achievements. You just have to, you have to dig inside yourself and ask yourself, what have I done for others? What sort of service that I have given to others? So only then will you be able uh, to come up with the meaningful ones. Of course, At the same time, don't try to compare yourself. You know, for example, sitting right next to you is the BWP president, the student representative president. No, don't compare yourself like that. Focus on your strengths. That's why you must know what are your strengths and your weaknesses for you to be able to communicate effectively. So I hope that helps Anwar and the student who asked.
Alright, next question. Antara dua, co-curriculum
Okay.
dengan academic, which one are more valuable point in resume? Yang mana lagi penting? Yang mana yang lebih valuable untuk
Okay.
resume tu?
Okay, resume. Okay, untuk akademik memang perlu tulis lah pencapaian katalah SPM dan CGPA. Itu adalah basic. Sebab itu saya share di awal tadi yang di tahun lepas ada lebih 8,000 yang dapat straight A. So actually recruiters are spoiled for choice. Mereka memang dapat beribu-ribu permohonan. So that's why you have to distinguish yourself. Apakah beza saya dengan calon yang lain? That's why I say yang penting ialah your extracurricular activities, your awards, your honours, or your leadership, or your work experience. Itu yang akan membezakan anda dengan calon-calon lain. Tetapi seperti saya sebut juga, setengah sponsor ada kuota untuk mereka yang maybe daripada golongan B40. So tidak semestinya kalau anda bukan straight A, anda tidak akan dapat scholarship atau study loan. So that's what I said. Sebab itu penting kita tahu, kita kenal diri kita sendiri. As I said again, jangan rasa rendah diri ya. Jangan rasa alah saya ni tak ada apa-apa banding dengan kawan saya yang lain. Tidak. Letak yang akademik tu mesti letak, tetapi letak try to find your strengths dari segi extracurricular, dari segi penglibatan sosial. Mungkin anda selalu menolong cikgu, anda volunteer cikgu untuk katalah buat schedule prep ke, for example. Itu boleh dimasukkan juga kalau yang penting ialah is to show that you are a productive person, that you have initiative, anda ada inisiatif untuk memberi servis kepada orang lain. Because what is a scholarship essentially? Apa itu scholarship? Scholarship ialah pelaburan negara dan rakyat di dalam pendidikan anda. Kan? Scholarship. Ya. Jadi kenapa negara ataupun kita perlu melabur dalam diri anda? Sebab mesti ada sesuatu yang kita ingin beri balik kepada masyarakat. Jadi yeah, that is my opinion lah. Itu input saya. Terima kasih.
Okay, Ika. Okay, ada juga yang macam Kakak cakap tadi, yang tu untuk scholarship. So, ada yang tanya, perlu tak untuk kita letak pointer? Dan lepas tu, dengan resume kita tu, perlu tak kalau macam kita buat resume tu very colourful atau designful? Then, lepas tu apa yang tak perlu kita letak dekat resume tu?
Okay. Mungkin yang bertanya ni, okay, firstly pasal pointer, kedua pasal colourful atau tidak, dan ketiga apa yang tidak perlu ya.
Apa yang tak perlu?
CGPA ni bagi saya sebenarnya penting, tetapi lebih penting ialah of course ialah result SPM. Jadi kalau pada masa tu result SPM tu telah keluar, jadi itu boleh ditekankan dan yalah dia mungkin CGPA tu kurang cantik sedikit kan. Jadi tetapi mungkin your SPM result is stellar, excellent. Jadi there is a judgment call lah. Kalau macam saya mungkin kalau saya dapat straight A tapi mungkin CGPA saya bukanlah 4 flat kan. Kurang ni mungkin saya tidak letak, tapi for me I would put all. Okay. the second one pasal colourful atau tidak, saya faham macam generasi muda sekarang ni very creative. Ada resume yang apa ni, menggunakan format yang amat menarik lah dari segi layout ataupun colour. Tetapi as I said, put yourself in the shoes of the recruiter. The recruiter would mostly be my age group, 40-an, lewat 30-an, and the purpose of the scholarship is for a serious purpose. It is to fund your studies. Jadi my personal opinion is it must project a professional image. Okay, kalau resume, of course bukanlah kata semua black and white, tidak. Boleh gunakan colour scheme yang menarik. Okay, colour scheme yang menarik, jadi dia tidaklah terlalu tidak membosankan, tetapi make sure that it is very it looks professional. No more than
but I heard someone said HR, contoh resume banyak, so apa yang menyebabkan resume kita ni terpilih, apa yang berbeza yang resume kita dengan orang. Kalau macam dia randomly select, then kalau resume kita tu macam semua sama je, macam hitam putih, macam tak menarik, tiba resume kita menarik. So ada orang cakap resume yang menarik tu menyebabkan salah satu juga faktor resume kita terpilih. Untuk next.
Okay. Macam saya katakan, boleh gunakan colour scheme yang menarik dan font yang menarik. Tapi kata font tu mesti besar dan senang dibaca. Gambar juga sangat penting. Gambar is jangan terlalu kecil. Okay, just make it the right size. Macam saya kata juga, pakai macam contohnya jaket hitam ataupun yang warna gelap. Okay, dan tudung yang bersesuaian. Kalau macam untuk ladies kan, jangan pakai tudung yang warna ada polka dot ke apa ke. Okay, your photo make it very nice. That itu sebab manusia ni kita visual kan. That what catches your eye. Itu memang ni. Tapi okay, macam pengalaman saya sendiri, bila saya go through, saya tak go through resume scholarship tapi resume kerja. Betul ada calon yang dia punya resume-nya begitu colourful sekali. Tetapi at the end, apa yang saya lihat ialah apa sebenarnya dia punya for example dia punya academic achievement dan pencapaian dia selama ini. Color ataupun format yang menarik tu hanya untuk the first 1 second, tetapi yang lebih penting bagi saya ialah macam saya kata the keywords. Yes, the objective, your punya skills and achievements.
Okay. Kita ada satu lagi soalan daripada Abang Jack.
Boleh.
Jack kat kelas 507 lah sekarang. Assalamualaikum. For fresh graduate who doesn't have any working experience, what do you suggest to fill in?
Fresh grad, you mean fresh SPM ke fresh grad?
Fresh grad, I mean after university student.
University
lepas
student.
habis belajar university.
Okay.
So tak ada pengalaman bekerja. Apa yang akak boleh suggest untuk letak dekat dalam resume? Ni untuk mungkin untuk akan datang untuk pelajar-pelajar bila dah zaman universiti nanti.
Oh, untuk persediaan lah ya?
Persediaan in case macam saya lepas habis belajar, saya fresh grad, tak ada working experience. So apa yang saya perlu letak kat dalam resume?
Okay, yelah untuk adik-adik semua kan, sebab nanti insyaAllah pergi ke A-levels and then masuk university. Yes, it's good for you to ask that forward question. So macam saya sendiri, biasanya bergantung kepada bidang yang dipilih, akan ada internship. Kita akan go for internship semasa cuti summer holidays for example lah, ataupun cuti semester. So please, kalau walaupun even if your institution tak offer ada program internship yang structured, tiada program, tapi be proactive. I mean, kita cuti kan, okay, daripada habiskan masa tengok internet, tengok YouTube, okay, cuba apply untuk buat kerja internship, perantisan di mana-mana syarikat yang of course berkaitan dengan bidang yang anda ambil lah, okay. Ataupun It could be volunteer organizations. So for example, if you're in engineering, okay, sekarang ni banyak NGO kan, banyak NGO seperti Islamic Relief ke, Aman Palestin ke. Okay, you in engineering student, you can write into them, kata saya mahu volunteer semasa cuti, dan you boleh gunakan your skills untuk menolong whatever task yang NGO itu perlukan. This is where you develop you punya your organizational skills, your management skills, and your teamwork. Ini untuk menunjukkan your abilities to work with other people.
Then at least do something lah before lepas.
Okay. Yes. Tapi selain daripada tu, saya tahu generasi sekarang pun kreatif juga. Ada juga yang belajar something yang on the side dia orang buat, mungkin ada YouTube channel sendiri ataupun blog sendiri yang again it could be related to their field, tapi dan might have their own following kan. Tak silap saya ada baca baru-baru ni ada yang buat komik K-pop apa, dan hasilnya sampai ada satu syarikat menghubungi dia untuk commission dia untuk buat comic work. So it could be also be your interest, but something that you that shows that you ada proactivity untuk mengembangkan lagi your skills.
Okay. So yang ni tentang resume. So ada yang bertanya tentang resume.
Okay, baik.
Okay, untuk resume, what are good resume characteristic? Then boleh tak kalau kita buat animation instead of recording ourselves in the resume?
The jury is out on that sebab video resume ni sesuatu yang baru. I believe in the closing section, Puan Rosma juga akan touch a bit pasal video resume. But this is only my personal opinion ya. Buat animation, yes, that's very creative. Tapi at least ada masa tunjukkan muka sendiri. Because recruiter nak tengok siapa yang saya nak bagi scholarship ni kan. So kalau kita tengok YouTube video sekarang pun memang dia kadang-kadang dia ada tambah accents macam animasi. That is creative. Macam saya kata dalam slide saya tadi, show don't tell, bukan hanya bercakap saja tapi ada sesuatu yang ditunjukkan. So yes, that would be interesting. Yeah, macam for example muka saya di sini, right? Yeah, to show your creativity.
Kalau macam kita tak tunjuk diri kita tu nampak macam kita ni tak yakin dengan diri kita.
Betul. Sangat betul Anwar. Yes.
Okay. So ada ni soalan yang ramai vote. How we want to attract interviewer when we only have average academic achievement and average extracurricular achievement. So dia macam average person lah, average student. Dia akademik tak terlalu tinggi dan curriculum dia pun tak terlalu high. So dia macam average. So macam mana dia nak attract interviewer tu?
Okay.
Akak punya opinion macam mana?
Yeah, I have to be frank. When I talk with my friends, the competition is very fierce. Sebab seperti saya sebut tadi, beribu-ribu yang dapat straight A's. So, but Fred kata that's why on my last slide is perseverance, kita punya grit. Kita jangan give up. You don't ever give up. Saya dah sebut tadi kan apa yang perlu tanya diri sendiri di mana yang boleh diletakkan tu. Of course kita tak boleh tipu tentang pencapaian akademik ni, tetapi with the section yang skills ataupun achievements tu kita cuba we try to bring out the positive. Apakah benda positif yang dapat kita sumbangkan kepada orang lain daripada apa aktiviti yang kita buat tu. Don't ever give up because one of the qualities in life is that how fast can you pick yourself up after you fail. Okay, you must have a growth mindset. Bukanlah sekali saya gagal itulah selama-lamanya. Tidak sama sekali. Okay, SPM is just the start of your life, of your young lives. Okay, perjalanan di depan tu masih jauh lagi. So yang penting ialah kita punya kekuatan diri, jati diri kita tu. kita usaha. Yang penting kita, especially kita sebagai orang Islam, kita diajar kita berusaha, kemudian kita bertawakal. So just put the best that you can without lying. Bukanlah nak maksudnya mereka-reka cerita, tidak. Tetapi seperti saya katakan, cuba gambarkan apa yang positif yang telah kita sumbangkan atau telah kita capai. Selain daripada scholarship, sekarang ada juga study loan. Jadi tidaklah bermakna kalau tak dapat scholarship that's the end. Ada juga study loan, sama ada yang convertible ataupun tidak. Convertible ni maksudnya kalau anda mencapai result yang bagus dalam pada semasa graduasi, mungkin majority daripada loan tu boleh ditukar kepada scholarship. So it's not the end of the world. Okay. At my age, I've seen people who mula-mulanya mungkin kita ingatkan dia lah yang paling pandai ke ni, tapi as we go on towards life, ada je yang lain yang mungkin masa SPM dia taklah menonjol sangat, tetapi dari segi profesional dia sangat berjaya. So the positive attitude, your jati diri tu sangat penting.
Betul.
Okay.
So ada yang tanya ni, soalan ni tak ada dapat buat banyak, tapi saya rasa waktu zaman saya belajar ni mungkin soalan ni patut diutarakan lah. Mungkin ada kekeliruan, ada yang tak tahu lagi apa beza curriculum vitae dengan resume, CV and resume. Mungkin akak boleh explain sikit.
Oh, okay, curriculum vitae and resume. Okay, the wording is interchangeable lah. Tetapi bagi saya, for example untuk scholarship resume ni, dia pendek. Dia pendek. Kalau boleh muatkan satu page sebaik-baiknya, no more than 2 pages. Kalau curriculum vitae ni lebih applicable saya rasa untuk mereka yang mencari kerja lah, sebab dah ada history career yang panjang kan. Jadi banyak pencapaian semasa kerjaya tu yang ingin diketengahkan, yang ingin wish to be highlighted to the next employer. Tetapi dia sebenarnya it is interchangeable lah. But for scholarship, as I said, 1 page is optimum, no more than 2 pages please. Yeah.
So basically banyak soalan yang macam more to personal. Boleh akak share akak punya media sosial untuk mereka ni tanya, sebab saya rasa saya tak dapat nak cover semua soalan.
Okay,
sebab
baik.
ada soalan ni mungkin tanya pendapat akak tentang personal punya, how to apply to Minda, how to apply to someone. So mungkin diorang boleh cari akak dekat LinkedIn profile atau
LinkedIn, yes. LinkedIn, boleh message di LinkedIn. That is the best lah. That is my professional page. So I don't have any post at the page. Boleh message. Yeah?
Boleh message. Okay.
Okay.
One more last question kot.
Boleh.
Hi Miss, untuk award Tepuk Honor, ada limit tahun tak? Means award dari tahun 2016 hingga 2019, accepted tak? Maksudnya dia nak letak tu contoh bahagian award, mungkin dah terlalu lama. Agak-agak valid tak? Maksudnya ada masa ke, jangka masa untuk award yang dia dapat tu untuk diletak dekat dalam resume?
Kalau saya, katalah saya ni pelajar lepasan SPM, saya rasa kalau daripada tingkatan 1 tu masih boleh lagi lah. Masih boleh, sebab it is during your secondary education. Mungkin kalau sekolah rendah tu dah tak relevan sangat lah kan. Tapi saya rasa masa persekolahan menengah tu penting. Macam students di typing ni mungkin ada yang dari tingkatan 1 di MRSM, tapi mungkin ada juga yang daripada sekolah kementerian dan dia masuk MRSM typing semasa form 4. Jadi mungkin ada perbezaan curricular activity semasa dia di sekolah kementerian. Contohnya lah. That is my opinion. Yeah.
Alright. So I think that's all.
Okay.
Can we proceed to your last page for feedback? QR code.
QR code. Yeah. Terima kasih semua. Terima kasih kepada yang bertanya. Terima kasih Anwar dan kepada Sekretariat SPKG.
Terima kasih semua. Minggu depan saya datang typing, hari Khamis. See you there. Bye-bye.
Okay. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.